Hey folks, Travis the Techno Hodeg here. As you can see, I am still out at camp, but the show must go on. So how do I produce video when I'm out here at camp? Well, funny you should ask. I happen to have a video that needs to be edited, so why don't you come inside with me and I'll show you how it's done. So here we are on the desktop. I already have my phone connected to the computer. Yes, I still record video on my phone. One of these days I'll actually upgrade to a real camera, but the phone does a good job, so for now we're going to do that. As you can see right here, the phone is connected. And then down here we have an external 2 terabyte hard drive. So the first thing I have to do when I edit video is I have to ingest that video onto a drive that I can actually work with, because first of all, the phone's not that fast in terms of data transfer, and secondly, it's just not a convenient editing platform. So I'm going to go into the phone, I'm going to click DCIM, camera, we're going to wait for that to load up, and then we're going to go into Tailnet Productions, because we do have 3 YouTube channels if you didn't know that. Here's a hint, check out these other channels, Tales of a Campground Host and The Yarn Witch. You might find something you like there. This is a Techno Hodeg video, so I'm going to go into Techno Hodeg. I'm going to click 2022, videos, and you can see I've got a couple of things that are in the works. Here's my Parks on the Air video that I did a couple weeks ago, Internet at Camp that you just watched. Here's actually what we're going to be editing. I did a Parks on the Air activation last night out at Black Lake using only a digital mode. So that's what we're going to edit. But I already have all that footage ingested into the directory. But you can see video production in the field here. I just recorded the intro for that. So what do you say we ingest that into the folder, and that'll give you an idea of how I do that. So I'm going to click video production in the field, and then this is the file I'm pretty sure we want. We'll open it up and look here if it'll actually play off the phone. And this is why I don't edit off the phone, because as you can see it's not doing anything. But I know this is, because of the time, I know this is the file we want. We'll grab them both though just to be sure, and I'm going to drag it across. Oh, it's not going to let me, so there it goes. Like, come on, this works. I know it works. And you can see the 2 files are now copied across. So I'm going to eject my phone. No need for it to still be connected. It wants me to close the tab first, of course, and we'll eject the phone. So now I have those 2 files. When I'm ready to edit that video, I'll do that. But the video we're editing it today is actually my Parks on the Air activation. So I'm going to open Kdenlive. I'm going to click my little files here, drag this off to the side. I'm going to go back into Tailnet Productions, Techno Hodeg, 2022 videos, and I'm going to grab this entire folder here because this has everything from that video, and I'm going to drag it across. And then I also want, it wants to know, should I switch to 60 frames per second? Apparently I was recording at 60 frames per second last night. So we'll say sure, why not? I always prefer to work at that native frame rate. I can render it out into a lower frame rate later. So, as I was saying, the other thing we want is my intro clip, which is this folder right here. And we'll drag that across. Now I've got to wait a minute here for these 2 files to go through and be transcoded into a more usable format. I actually have proxy clips and everything turned on, and would you look at that, Kdenlive just crashed. So what do you say we try that again? We're going to open up Kdenlive. That's what I use for my video editing. And then I'm going to go into the Tailnet hard drive, Tailnet Productions, Techno Hodeg, 2022 videos, and I want to grab POTA at K4533 Black Lake PSK, an intro clip, and I want to drag those across. Now you can see up in the corner here it's counting up jobs. That's because it's going to actually convert the files into a format that Kdenlive can work with easier. You can see I'm going to work at 30 frames per second, and we just got to wait for these jobs to finish. And we can look and see how long, where we're at. This is a bigger file, it's an hour-long file, and this is a 14-minute file. It's going to take it a few minutes to get those transcoded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this recording for now, and when it's done, we'll be back. Alright, so now that we have all of the footage ingested, and I remembered to turn the inverter on because editing video is kind of energy intensive, so I kind of need to have some power. Let's see what we've got here. I do remember the order and sequence that I shot some of this stuff, so some of it does have a purpose. For example, we've got this picture of my radio set up on 20 meter digital, PSK to be exact, with the signal link on top of it. I kind of like that picture. And then I've got just some basic, B-roll footage that I want to kind of inject. But I want to start with, where is it? Should be, I don't think it's this one. I bet you it's that one. No. That one? Yeah, I bet you this is the one that's got me doing the intro. So let's take a watch here. Oh, I just realized you can't hear the desktop. I should really record the desktop audio. So I'm going to flip over to OBS and turn that on, and I'll be right back. So I've got all the video ingested and ready to go at this point, and I went through and I found the file where I recorded my intro clip. So we're going to start with that. A lot of this stuff up above it is stuff that I recorded as B-roll that we'll include throughout. You should be able to hear everything because I turned desktop audio on in the recording as well. So hopefully we won't have any issues, but I want to watch this little 60-second clip. I'm pretty sure I'm actually just going to take a guess and say that I'm going to want from this point to that point, because that's where, if you look here on the audio, where it shows up. So let's start here and we'll see what we can do. It almost looks like I might need to tweak the brightness just a little bit. I'm going to turn up my own screen brightness here a touch. Oh yeah, I'm pretty dark, so I might need to tweak with the coloring a little bit, but let's see how this turned out here.
Good evening, and welcome to a late night Parks on the Air activation at Park K4533.
Okay, so the first thing I notice here is I'm going to have to mess with the audio gain because it's pretty quiet. I've got the volume of the computer maxed out. I can overdrive it a little bit if I want, but I can hear it, but it's definitely quiet. So we're going to want to up the gain.
I'm Travis, the techie, and in case you didn't know, I am at Black Lake Campground in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest. We're going to try something I'm a little bit excited about. I love to operate digital modes in amateur radio, so my primary mode is PSK 31, but RIDI and even a little FT8, I'm sorry. I enjoy using the computer to talk to people over radio. So tonight, we're going to try something. I'm going to see if I can pull off a successful Parks on the Air activation in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest, doing nothing but PSK 31.
Alright, so yep, that's perfect. That's what I wanted. Like I said, I need to tweak the audio. We'll throw a quick fade in here. I'm going to go over to effects, and I'm going to fix the audio while I'm thinking of it. Drag the gain down into here, and I know from personal experience 225 is probably about where I want to go. So we'll just do a quick listen.
Good evening, and welcome to a late night Parks on the Air activation.
It almost looks like it go a little louder yet because I'm not even getting into the yellow. So let's go to 275. I like that fade in, that looked nice.
Good evening, and welcome to a late night Parks on the Air activation at Park.
We gotta drop that down.
K4533.
Making the computer work a little too hard.
I'm Travis, the techie, and in case you didn't know, I am at Black Lake Campground in the Chequamegon-Nicolet.
So that audio should work, but we may need to play with it. The next thing I like to do is I want to go into intro clip. And I want to grab my intro clip here and drop that on here. And we'll do that as a, oops, I might need to zoom in a little bit here so that I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm used to using a mouse when I do this. Usually I edit video at home, but the last couple videos I've had to do out here, and working with a touchpad works, but it's not quite as nice. So let's take a look at this little transition here. Perfect. Now, the next clip I know I want is going to be, I believe, this long one. And this one in particular is going to be, I'm going to chop this one up, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to let you watch me work. I'm going to speed this up and compress it because I definitely don't want to use all roughly hour of it. I want to pick out maybe one or two contacts and kind of show things and go from there. So sit back and relax. You're going to see me just kind of doing some video editing, going through, dragging down pieces, editing the timeline, stuff like that. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Well, at least from your perspective. Alright, so as you can see, I'm a pretty simple video editor. I mean, if you look at the timeline here, I've got a roughly 10-minute video, which is usually what I shoot for. I try to keep them not a whole lot longer than that unless there's a whole lot going on, because frankly, I struggle to watch 10 minutes of videos a lot of times because, well, while it's really fascinating content, it can also get really boring. So I try to be cognizant of that and recognize that, hey, maybe other people have the same problem. So what we're going to do now is we're going to render this out. I'm going to transfer the file to my phone because my phone has truly unlimited data. And then I'm going to start the upload. And I'll do a little screencast off my phone of how I do that so that you can see it. And then that's it. That's how I produce video here out at camp. So I'm going to hit render and I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so to upload your video that you've now put on your phone to YouTube, you're going to click Google. In my case, you're going to go into your YouTube app. And then in the upper right here, you can see where it has my little techie thing. That's the account I want to upload to. So just make sure the account that you want to upload to is there. And then you're going to click the plus button here, upload a video. And you're going to, in my case, it's right here because I uploaded already.
And welcome
it gives
to
you the
a late
opportunity
night
to view it.
activation.
This is the video I want, so I'm going to hit next. I'm not going to worry about any details. I can do that once it's fully uploaded. A big thing I want to make sure is that the visibility is set to private. So I'm going to hit next. No, it is not made for kids in this case. And I'm going to hit upload video. And now I wait. If I click library, you can see your video is uploading. And over the next, probably 10 hours, because I am on a cellular connection, it will upload the video. It's going to take a while, so be patient, but it'll get there eventually. So there you have it. That's how we edit video out here at camp, or at least how I do. Not a whole lot different than when I do it at home. The big difference is at home, I have a much bigger, much more powerful computer, and the process is a whole lot faster. So until the next time I decide to share something techie with you, which You never know. It could be more amateur radio stuff. It could be about the server I'm creating out here at camp. Yes, that's right, a server. Or something else. Maybe I'll go over the solar power system out here. But until then, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, check out some of the other channels that we have, and we'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.